Dog trainers blame B.F. Skinner for the quarters of dog training, and that's the biggest lie ever. That's what causes all the extortion. That's what causes all the fear, and it puts them in control. The reality is, Skinner was a radical behaviorist, and as a radical behaviorist, he would tell you point blank to replace your dog with a human child and ask you what you would do different. So when your child is scared in public, you wouldn't be starting to shove food in their face and calling it positive reinforcement. You wouldn't wrap a prong around their neck and you wouldn't start shocking them. That would be called abuse, wouldn't it? But that's exactly what dog trainers are telling you to do. The problem is, they're telling you to take away the skill called rationalization. And rationalization is overcoming fear, realizing that nothing bad is happening, and putting it away. It's all of a sudden not a big deal. It's a negative reinforcement that's been turned into a positive reinforcement. Okay? That's the reality. So when your child is scared, you would try to comfort them. You would do something else. You would actually go over and meet the thing that they're scared of and show them, you know what, I'm not scared of it. Come and join me and come and check it out. There's different ways to deal with it. But this is all psychology. And this is the science that Robert Cabral doesn't want in dog training. Okay? So again, they're looking at the behaviors objectively, not subjectively. Now, as a radical behavior, Skinner would tell you to replace dog with human child. Why? Because that's what he was doing in his lab. He was replacing human beings with dogs, pigeons, and rats and doing experiments on them to figure out our behavior. You see, we don't understand what aggression and reactivity is because of dog trainers. What is aggression? It's the fight part of fight and flight. Dogs go fight and flight in the face of whatever. It could be fear, it could be anger, whatever have you. Human beings go fight and flight for the same reasons. Your fight and flight is your aggression and reactivity. So I got to ask you, from a radical behaviorist point of view, what makes you angry? What makes you show aggression? What scares you? What makes you reactive? It's no different for the dog. But dog trainers don't want you to know that. That's the reality. What they're going to do instead, when a dog is being punished by something in the environment, is negative reinforcements that generate behaviors. So if you're afraid of spiders and the spider's a negative reinforcement, when you see a spider, it's going to generate your behaviors to fight and flight. That's how it works. It's the same with the dog. Remember, radical behaviorism, remember? But instead of you either getting the chance to avoid, to run away from it, or run forward and kill it, your fight and flight response, they're going to tell you to block the dog. So now chances are you got your dog on a leash and in a muzzle for a lot of times, okay? Because the dog is showing reaction or reactivity or aggression. So they're going to tell you to stand in front of your dog and reward or punish the dog that's already being punished by something in the environment. You don't understand what you're doing. You don't understand that the dog is being punished by something in the environment. The dog is actually seeing something in the environment that's negative. The dog needs a few minutes to overcome that, to realize, you know what, nothing bad is happening. And what you need to learn to do instead is to stand there, shut up, and be calm. And let the dog get it out of the system. That's the reality. That's how it's supposed to work. That's the psychology. That's the science that Robert Cabral doesn't want you in dog training. A calm state. If you as a human being are in a downtown core and all of a sudden you get really, really afraid, you're going into fight and flight. What do? Do I run away? Do I fight for my life? What? But all of a sudden you look over and there's somebody standing there calm and collective in the same, well, you're in a state of fear. That's pretty attractive, isn't it? A person in a calm state is pretty attractive to you, and you're going to gravitate towards that person when you're in a state of fear, because that's what's going to heal your fear. That's the reality. That person is calm and confident in your face of fear is called a healer for a reason. You need to learn to be calm. Learn to shut up. You got 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 1 mouth. You should be doing twice as much watching and listening as you do talking. Stand there and do nothing. Close your eyes and breathe. Let the dog rage it out. If they're being an asshole on a leash, let them get it over with. At some point, they can only stay in that state for so long. At some point, they're going to calm down. They're going to realize, okay, nothing bad is happening. This is the rationalization period. They're going to look at you going, how come you're not freaking out with me? Because you are your dog's mirror. They mirror your own emotions, just like you mirror theirs. But your dog's going to look at you at some point and go, how come you're not freaking out with me? And they're going to join you in that state of calm. Now you become the healer. Your calm presence is going to take care of their aggression and reactivity, their emotional responses to something in the environment. And if you keep doing that, you're going to see those responses getting less and less and less. And guess what? That's the big secret the dog trainers don't want you to know. That's the reason why they're telling you to stand in front of the dog, stand between the dog and the negative reinforcement that's punishing them, and reward and punish. You're already rewarding and punishing a dog for something that they're being punished for already that you don't understand. People are punishing their dogs in ways that they do not understand. And it's funny, dog trainers, especially positive reinforcement trainers, you get a puppy, what are you supposed to do? You gotta lock it in the crate first of all, then get that bag of treats out. And according to balanced training, that's when you should start using a e-collar and prong. You're gonna start using inducements and compulsive inducements right at the gate. And that is not going to create man's best friend. That's going to create a transactional relationship. Think about that long and hard. It's transactional relationships. That's all I see in humans today, women and men. It's all transactional. It's trade and barter. If I give you something, I'm expecting something in return. That's transactional. And these relationships are not ending well. It turns into a toxic relationship. And again, radical behaviorism, dog and human are not much different. That's the reality. I hate to break it to you. Dog trainers are putting you into a toxic relationship that's going to create a trauma bond at some point. And trauma bond is going to lead to codependency. And at some point, when you start reaching for all the tools of control and management, when you end up in balanced training, because it's going to happen, and you're trying to control and manage your dog's every friggin' behavior using tools, you've just become the narcissist. And the dog is going to be a fucking product of that narcissistic relationship. This is the scam known as dog training. They threw man's best friend in the garbage. They actually turned the dog into the enemy. They turned the dog into a liability. And they're making off like bandits. They're making billions of dollars. And in the end, they're killing your dog. What is the cost of your dog's life? You've been fooled, people. And in the words of Mark Twain, it's so much easier to fool people than it is to convince them that they've been fooled. And the fact that your fucking pride is standing in your way of being convinced that you've been fooled is killing your dogs by the millions. It's going to happen to you if you're in dog training and you're dealing with behaviors. It's going to happen. I spoke with dog owners that are $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in deep with dog trainers. And all they heard was a string of fucking dog trainers' bits and behaviors tell them to kill your dog. And once they learn to be calm, once they learn to be that leader, that healer, that calm presence, everything changed for them. That's when you start focusing on relationship. The solid relationship called man's best friend. Again, with radical behaviorism, replace dog with human. What is a human best friend? You trust that person. You respect that person. You're confident with that person. You know that person's not going to put you in harm's way. That's supposed to be the relationship with your dog. That's supposed to be the relationship your dog has with you. But most dogs that I see today, they never get to understand whatsoever what the proper relationship with a human being is. Because you're starting off in transactional relationships. You're starting off on the wrong foot. And how many dogs are dying because of it? Put your fucking pride away, and I dare you to be different and start reading and researching. You're being lied to. You're being extorted. They need you afraid. They want you afraid. Give it up. Have a good day.